Froth Town.
That's right. Well done, Joe. That was Joe.
Yeah.
I got Rob on my right.
How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thank you.
And then Danny here.
That's it. We're all over it. And then we got an awesome guest, Ruaridh, today from Limestone Coast Brewing.
Hey,
cheers,
guys. How you doing, mate?
Cheers,
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very, very much for having me.
And if you can tell, we are live here at Froth Town.
Froth Town, you almost forgot where you were then.
I never left. Never left.
You got here yesterday. You haven't left.
Yeah, I haven't left since yesterday.
So what are we drinking here? Because
We are very lucky to have
a very special beer right here from Ruaridh. So tell us a little bit about the beer, man.
Yeah. So what we've got before us is Limestone Coast Blackbeard Irish Stout. So yeah, very, very traditional sort of nitro pour. Obviously, it's an homage to Guinness, but we like to think, especially because it doesn't have to travel halfway around the world, isn't mass produced. We barely filter it at all, put a lot more into it, so it's a little bit more flavour, but it's still 4.1%. You can sit on this all day, all night.
Oh, nice.
And we've got basically like half the Irish population in WA coming in to us every other week.
That's awesome.
We must be doing something right.
It's got a great smooth taste to it.
Thank you very much. We try. It's remarkable that any of us got any hair left. After all the R&D we've done on it, it's not easy to get that perfect pour. The way the Guinness talk about it, it's hats off to them. They're an institution for a reason. This is an homage to what they do. A little spin on it, but yeah, it's as local as it gets.
Oh, it's fantastic.
We got a little bit of Irish on the table, yeah?
Yeah, do we?
I've got the passport.
Just me, is it?
Yeah, just you, mate.
Yeah, bit of Irish heritage there.
Oh, good.
Big shout out.
Shout out to you. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got my son Eamon over there, so good old Irish stock there, an Irish name. So he was born in London, just as so many good Irish people are.
Well, with Limestone Brewing, so we've got to go through a few things. We want to make sure that we get a good shout out to the brewery. So how did it all get started? What made you want to do the brewery, and what happened with it all?
So it's quite unique actually in the scene of brewing, even globally. So basically, it started out in 2017. Founded by two, absolutely uber nerd sort of engineers. So you've got an electrical engineer pairing with, an industrial engineer. They worked for a German engineering company in Heidelberg. That's where they kind of found a love of craft and their obsession with it. And they came back, couldn't get what they wanted over here, and so they kind of looked at themselves, went, we could do this, and so they built the brewery from scratch. And so to the point where, in all honesty, it's more of a tech startup in a lot of ways than an actual brewery. So this is the first brewery that I myself as a brewer have ever worked at where I could literally, as we sit here, I could clean a tank from my phone. So it's all integrated, completely integrated.
Oh wow!
They've got patents on it in Indonesia, in India, in US, in Canada. So for me as a brewer, it's a fascinating place to work. It's hectic because also sometimes you feel like you're working in a prototype, but unlike in other places where I've worked where if something goes pear-shaped, you've got to call up a technician in Germany who has to patch into your system and then charge $200 an hour. I can go next door to the office and go, this thing sort of could be tweaked and to make it all better, and then within about 24 hours, bam, it's flying. So it's really amazing.
So that's incredible.
It's unreal. Reminds me a bit of AI, isn't it?
We're going to go to challenges question with that. Was that very challenging to build all that, to design all that? What are some of the challenges with doing all that?
I think half of the battle is just conceiving of it in the first place, trying to integrate it with pre-existing knowledge about brewing, how it's all done, and so with all due respect to what's come before us, we sort of genuinely innovate on top of that really, and that's where you kind of figure out how can it be done better. It's also on the scale at which we operate. We're a small artisanal brewery. We're only doing 1,200 litre batches at any given time, and it's trying to do it in a way that it maintains the quality, doing more with less in terms of automation, all that sort of stuff. It's crazy what they've achieved.
Brilliant.
Wow. Yeah.
That's so cool. Man, so
there's a lot happening, isn't there?
There's a lot, yeah. You like this next question. So with beers, it's always hard to choose your favourite, yeah? But if you could choose a favourite beer that you brew,
yes.
would it be this one?
Would it be this one?
Oh, look, this is a labour of love, and this is definitely me coming to you guys showing off a little bit. But that being said, my absolute heart of hearts favourite, so I trained in Germany, and so my favourite beer style is Hefeweizen, wheat beer, and we make an absolutely stunning one. That is, for me, not just, it's an amazing beer style, it's not that easy to do well. I love the styles that are sort of exercised in elegance and simplicity. So what we have in our lineup in Limestone Coast, obviously we've got the IPAs and everything that's like really popular market at the moment these days, but we have a high proportion of old world styles. So across all our taps, we've arguably got a lot more diversity. So it's not all dry hop ales. So we've got the Irish stout. We've got a lager that it's the same as you'd be drinking like under the chestnut trees in the beer garden in Munich. And you can drink that I'm not saying you should drink it by the litre, but you could if you wanted to. It wouldn't overwhelm the palate. So that sort of thing for me, that's the challenge. Like sort of really these styles that are exercises in simplicity, where you're doing a lot more with less, and you can really have those beers when you get it right, they sing, like they really sing. Yeah. So I love that kind of stuff. We got that, everything between that, and then up to IPAs. We've also got a beer that's we call it the Sherbet Bomb. And that's sort of it's a sort of sour, but tastes a little bit like a fruit tingle, a little bit like a sherbet bomb. That's a little bit of fun. Like I think, like for the purists inside of us in the production team, it's kind of a bit off-piste, but yeah, it's a little bit of fun.
Excellent.
That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah,
So cool.
I've been to Limestone a few times up in Malaga up there. It's a great spot to go there. We do need to come visit, so go there and do it.
You're welcome anytime.
I reckon what you've got going on at the brewery as well. So when you go in through the door, there's some couches and there's some tables. You can go and have some food. It's got a really nice atmosphere that's going on in there. and I think I want to ask a question. Well, we ask about the family element of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be the crew that makes the family, and sometimes there's family members that are involved. Could you talk about your crew and what the atmosphere is?
Speaking as a minority of the team, it's a family-run business. So basically, it's these guys. They live and breathe the business, quite literally in some senses. And so all those couches, all that sort of stuff. They haven't outsourced that job like that. That's one of our founding directors, Jeff, going around like a madman, like collecting from sort of like free cycle around the entire sort of city, picking the right ones up, all that kind of stuff, setting up and making it as welcoming as possible to everybody. Then a venue manager, Laura, just works like an absolute machine, but just insanely friendly as well, and just so nice and so welcoming. And that's exactly what we're trying to do.
Yeah, it is. You walk in, those couches. I swear we had a few.
What's with these couches?
So you
tell us about these couches. You've brought them up twice.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm on shift, I don't sit on them because I can't get up. So.
Yeah. And as you're there, you have your beer, and you're just in it. It's really beautiful atmosphere in there.
What are you talking? Cotton, leather?
No, there's like these leather seats.
Leather,
single seats. That's
all the way with leather.
Exactly. So I mean, you don't want anything absorbent in a
No.
Eventually, what they absorb is becomes a bit ripe and aromatic. So definitely they're all cleanable, like leather couch, all that kind of stuff. But they're all like idiosyncratic. They're all kind of like weird and wacky. They don't match it at all, but they're unified by being too comfortable. That's it. So the tap room in there, sort of nice, gentle, low lighting. We've got live music in there on a regular basis. We've
that's cool.
Our other founding director, Sven, runs trivia nights there. So he dresses up like a clown and it looks amazing, looks the business, and just runs it like an absolute sort of showman. And so we do that. We even have, we've got an organisation, like a club called Dungeons and Flagons. Come in there, do board game nights, that sort of thing. It's very inclusive, for everyone.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We should check it out. We should definitely go there.
Man, on
really cool.
Wednesday,
He's a local.
we'll come on a Wednesday.
You're a local everywhere by the fucking sound of it.
I love my beers.
He does.
I'll be honest. So a really good mate of mine, Paul. He's always at your place. And he's always like, why haven't you come down? Why haven't you come down? I'm like, man, I work, and sometimes I can't get there sometimes. He loves it. Absolutely loves it.
Fantastic. I mean, particularly for, it's in Malaga, it's in a kind of, industrial, commercial estate kind of space. That's the challenge a lot of breweries have, you're not exactly on, the main, strip mall, but, that's how you get your space actually produced. Yeah. So, inviting people there, getting your neighbours to sort of be cool and play along. We've had a lot of that sort of red tape to cut through and all that sort of thing, and people going, oh, you're going to sort of lower the tone of the town. It's like, mate, it's going to be fine. Craft beer drinkers these days.
How'd you get there? What's the best? What's the best way to get there?
So
on public transport.
On public transport, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I drive there because I actually live down in Coolabah, so south of the river, and I commute every morning. So I wouldn't know the bus route. I probably should have done my research for this one, but
that's all right. How do you get there, Rob?
A lot of people drive.
Every Wednesday, I'm in Malaga every Wednesday evening, and so we try and go there on a Wednesday just before we go. So I normally drive there. We have a couple of beers.
Nice.
I normally go for your ale.
Yeah. We've got several. I mean, we also, the other thing we offer quite. I mean, similar to one or two other places, but we offer also we do growler fills. We also do keg fills. So anyone out there with cornies can come in. You can basically also come in. We also clean them. We evacuate them. The bosses are pretty nerdy about hygiene, so they're completely sorted out for you, and we don't charge for that.
Yep.
So, but we don't want to send you home with beer that, our beer particularly, that is going to go off. So we'll take the care to make sure that the keg's clean before we fill it, and that gives you ample time to have a beer if you want. We've got a kitchen, have a feed if you want to hang out, and then walk home with 20 or drive home with 20 litres of beer.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, I'm hearing there's a lot of stuff going on in Malaga.
I think it's
recently, it may have always been there.
Yeah.
But I'm hearing more and more stuff about Malaga lately.
It's coming up, and I mean, I think it's also demographically, it's shifting day by day. Even you've got a film studio coming up around the corner soon. That's going to be pretty interesting. We're pretty excited about that. So people coming from around the world, we'll be ready for them basically, and
definitely.
we won't let WA down. So
that's it, because WA got the most breweries.
Well, I mean,
over east.
You claiming this? Are you saying this again?
We put it out into the universe on an episode.
I think as Canada's got the most, but Western Australia's got the most in Australia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, WA have the most breweries in Australia. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think it's fair to own it. I mean, so I'm a born and bred Melburnian, so my whole journey, it's been long and circuitous to get here. But I mean, my sort of shining star when I was getting into beer was Little Preachers. That's the OG, and there's no getting around it really. But it came up through that, and I think that spurred a lot of sort of small guys around in WA. Whilst when I was in Melbourne, you had the heroes of Mountain Goat doing their thing, but they were a massive sort of star in that city. Definitely WA sort of started off, kicked things off.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Have you noticed when I've only been in Melbourne once, but in Melbourne, are we seeing WA beers over there?
Not as much as I would personally like.
Yeah.
So you see a couple and sort of making forays into a couple of independent shops, that sort of thing. It's a tough market to crack. It's also a big distance. I mean, I think if you can make it work in WA, you can make it work anywhere on the planet. But I think it shouldn't be lost. It's not just great during a pandemic to be the most isolated city on the planet. But I mean, you have to do everything on your own. You don't have as much sort of, for want of a better term, foot traffic coming through. We've got more densely populated. So I mean, I apprenticed in Germany. I worked in London. These kind of metropolises, you can be a pretty sort of shoddy operation, but you're still going to get foot traffic coming through.
There's just so many people there, isn't there?
And it shouldn't be ignored. The challenges you face in a low population density like WA, it's sort of you've got to get it right.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why probably Frothtown's such a good thing as well. So
without question.
Have you been involved with Frothtown for numerous years?
Oh yeah, so a couple of years, and also in other lives, working in other breweries, even from over east, I've come over. Amazing time. So it's been really, really enjoyable. But it is it's an annual get together for not just for all the brewers to show their wares, but it means it's a festival atmosphere. I'm here with my son today. He's picked up a whole swag of all these toys and all this sort of thing. It's very family friendly, particularly on the Saturday. It's really, really good.
That's why we chose to come today, because we thought that. Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, he and I went to another great event just at the same location 2 weeks ago, Pinot Palooza with Mould Cheese Festival, and it was phenomenal. It was really, really good. We came home with way too much cheese, but and maybe they're trying to cultivate a different kind of vibe there, perhaps, and fair play to them. But it's a different sort of atmosphere. Whereas, here at Frothtown today, you've got every man and his dog. I mean, it's like walking through an episode of Star Trek. The weird and wacky are out here as well. So the people watching is that's great. It's great.
Yeah,
it's only going to get bigger here. I think.
It is. Every year gets bigger and bigger. 10th year now, and it's just going to keep growing.
Yeah.
It's
I really hope so.
We've got a couple of questions that we always go to during our podcast.
Yeah, go on.
And so I'll let Danny shoot off with the first, the one that you always ask for, the three.
Oh, we're not talking about Con Air.
No.
We'll come to that.
We can.
We can. Yeah, we have a segment called Bruce's Tips.
Okay.
So what are your 1, 2, 3? So 3 tips if we were to come to your brewery.
Okay, so what are we talking
First
about?
tip.
So basically, yeah. So go meet our venue manager Laura. She will absolutely look after you every day of the week, 100%. And she'll guide you through all of our beers. And I mean, we've got the tasting panel. Like I was alluding to before, the range that we've got really shouldn't be underestimated. We've got something for everyone. What I love about, as a brewer, I love the challenge, particularly of people who come in who they themselves might be beer nerds, but they're people they brought with them are yet to be convinced, I would say. And I don't take that personally. If someone comes in and says, I don't like beer, it's probably because they've just, they've consumed all the mediocrity in the world and gone that tastes horrible, and you'd have to say, I would agree. But
they've never had a good beer.
That's not this. And the absolute massive flavour range. Similar to something, I think often, obviously beer and wine are compared a lot of the time. Wine can be absolutely sublime, but the flavour range is limited inherently because of the ingredients. With beer, even if you were brewing to the purity law, which we're not here, but you can achieve so much with just hops and yeast and malt styles, all that kind of stuff. So if you want something soft and fruity, you want something. I'm always going to point you in the direction of the Hefeweizen. I love it. That's my knockoff beer. That's my ritual.
Yep.
It's also my signal to everyone that I am knocking off. If you see me walking around with a pint of Hefeweizen on the day, it's I've got an hour to go, mate. So tick tock. If we've got anything to round out, let me know. So we can start off with light, clean palate stuff. We've got really old world styles like that, and our lager, absolute super traditional.
So number 2, what would we do? So we see, is it jam?
I think basically what I recommend is go and have a look out the back. So we've got whilst we've got the tap room out the front, we're sort of similar to where you see open kitchens, we're completely open, exposed. You can see what we're doing, and any questions you've got for us, as you might be gathering, I can talk under mud about beer forever and ever, for anyone who'll listen. So
we'll listen.
Yeah, that's it. So come say good day to us anytime out the back to show you around, especially because of how unique our setup is.
Yeah.
It's really, really unique and amazing. Our brew house is so insanely built that it actually, with a couple of tweaks of valves, we can turn it into a still. So we can also we also make vodka. We also make rum, all that sort of stuff. We're still that's in sort of beta mode at the moment. But we've done a few. So fascinatingly about the company. So being founded in 2017. When COVID struck and the pandemic hit and everything shut down, everything was panic stations, they were so passionate and driven, but also capable of innovating. They just went, we're just going to make sanitizer, and that's what they did. So unlike a lot of breweries that have done it tough with legacy, sort of excise tax hangovers, all that kind of stuff, basically Limestone Coast managed to temporarily pivot in a way that sort of kept everything afloat.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, but I think maximum respect to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Be able to pivot in that moment and know that you can do that and then sail through that storm. That's fantastic.
Having those guys at the helm, problem solvers like that, it's crazy to watch sometimes. It's hectic to deal with a lot as well.
Yeah.
But at some point, they don't sleep. You can see it in their eyes.
So people still need beer in COVID.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
When you look at it like that, you can still do deliveries. You just don't get that traffic.
100%, yeah. So you're not getting any of that coming through any tap rooms. And the retail sort of drops right off. Unless you can get directly online sales and all that kind of stuff up and running. Really, really hard, and so that's why a lot of breweries have struggled. And I think there is still a hangover that the industry is experiencing, the legacy, even now in 2025. Yeah. Unfortunately, unlike a lot of other industries, I think the brewing industry really copped it. Even when there was a resurgence of demand, everyone was at home going, I've got nothing else to do but have a couple of beers. But even with that, it's still the hit that everyone took at the start of COVID really knocked everyone about.
Yeah, definitely.
So if tip 3 isn't try out our couches, I'm intrigued to know.
So if tip 3 basically
tip 3 is.
So I would say tip 3 is basically depending on the night you come, like I said, we've got so many events every night, if you can get Sven to sort of host a trivia night, that sort of thing, definitely come along to that. So time it right. But even during the day, the vibe's really really happening. It's really good. And so then I think by the end, I have to think about it just finish on. We've always got we've got a core range of about sort of 9 different beers. but we've always got a seasonal and a limited release. So, for example, what we really love to do is work with. So we're not big fans of artificial flavourings and stuff. We kind of see that as a bit of a cop-out, but also professionally as brewers, we adore the challenge of genuinely sort of like, you know, getting into seeing what flavours we can get from other ingredients, but also the inadvertent sort of consequences of working with other ingredients. So we just recently have done a collaboration with an amazing tea company in Balcata called Elmstock. They're like, I mean, if you know, you know kind of thing. Like they're the best
tea people.
Yeah, like tea suppliers in all of WA. They're amazing. Super fun people to work with, super engaged.
What's their tea called?
So it's called Elmstock.
Elmstock, yeah.
Yeah, ELMSTOCK in Balcata. Friendliest guys in the world. So when I was brewing in the UK, a beer that I picked up there was an Earl Grey IPA from a brewery called Marble in Manchester. If anything, I actually think that the origin of the style was actually from Gunnamatta Earl Grey IPA from Yeasty Boys. Stu McKinley in New Zealand. I think that's the origin of it. And I love that beer. And so I've done it on like a homebrew scale a couple of times. Never quite got the infusion of the bergamot that I liked. And so working with the Elmstock guys, I think the relationship, you know, the collaboration there, that's a genuine collaboration. It's not just about brand awareness. We actually, like, you know, we're doing bench trials, we're getting their input and all that kind of stuff. And that beer we've made, so I brought you guys a can of that to check out and see what you think.
Thank you.
Still getting through the first one.
I'm loving this beer.
I'm enjoying this. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers down there, Joe.
Thank you.
I think Tanya. I don't think Tanya started that one.
Oh, she will.
She's actually working.
I know. Well,
that's the thing.
I don't see that bloke wearing a I don't see him wearing a 4Bs in shirt yet. So
Give it time.
We've got a couple of final questions here.
We do.
If you could have one famous person alive come to your brewery to have a beer, and then also
on
we could
this
get on the
show.
podcast
We'll get him on the show. Yeah.
Well, who would you have coming?
Shooting from the hip, Michael Jackson, not that one. So, you know, the original gangster, like the best beer writer, sort of booze critic of all time, happened to be called Michael Jackson.
Oh, really? Is that his name?
His name, look him up, and like he has a nose. It's bulbous and like red and like ruddy. R.I.P. But he's passed away. But he wrote books on whiskey. He wrote books on beer. But he was sort of a hero, absolutely.
Yeah.
So between, awesome. I think, he would be amazing to come in. He also, like, the history, like, I mean, I've learned, like, in my career so much from reading his books. And coming up, basically. And that's what, for me, is the passion. Like, I would consider myself, first and foremost, like a cultural brewer. I think it's less interesting for me to make stuff up than it is to actually go almost forensically. Like, we've forgotten so much. We've forgotten more than we've got now, for example. So, like, rather than every beer being another sort of iteration of a dry hop IPA, there are some, like, I mean, obviously, like dry hop, like ales, like, you know, they're sublime. They can be amazing. But I think we're as an industry globally missing out on a lot of styles that have, like, sort of been lost historically. Maybe because they're labour intensive, maybe because they're not shelf stable, all the kind of stuff. But, like, in the craft beer scene, when you're doing small batch, like, who gives a rat's? Like, I mean, just basically, like, do it well and, like, it'll get drunk.
Ales seem to be the end, don't they?
Yeah.
Or we were talking about recently these fruity beers, like the sours. They seem to be the. But then everyone I speak to, they talk about like a fruity beer. So they go, I can only have one or two.
Yep.
And then I'm done.
But also,
where the other beers they can,
I mean, a lot more sessionable. I think. I mean, there are some styles that it's. I think it's okay to just have one of them. Like, I mean, like, you know, if you go like, oh no, I'm going to have a whole night on barley wine, then, like, you know, my condolences. I'll see you in the next life. But, but you know, but the session ones, like, really the old world styles, like, I mean, like Saison from Belgium, like, you know, the history and pedigree of that. Like, we went, like, 2 years ago at Limestone Coast, we did a Quint Saison, and that itself was an homage to a Quint Saison that was done by a brewery out of Beechworth in Victoria, Beechworth Brewing. They had a limited release Chevalier range, and when I was at uni, I tried that and just, like, blew my mind. They never did it again, or I haven't seen it since, and so I wanted to try that, and my word, like, I mean, I love that beer. Not too high ABV. Like, I mean, even like what we've got before us, like our Irish Stout, 4.1%. It's so full of flavour, but it's not overwhelming you.
It's not
going to knock you on your feet. Off your feet.
It's really, really smooth. cleansing. Like I'm really enjoying it. It's like a beer you could just drink. Like I said before, you could drink it all day.
Yeah.
Like it's just there, but it's not. I'm not feeling bloated. I'm not getting like gassy. It's really enjoying it.
Well, particularly, this is my first sort of you're popping my podcast cherry, and I'm loving it. I've been just like talking with you guys so much. It's
Doing
so
really
much
well,
enjoyable.
mate. Just saying.
We just love beer.
Doing really well,
and we love talking, and we just
like conversation. We like conversations you have when you have 4 beers in.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, cheers to that.
So we cover a lot, but
but really, I think like that often is what gets lost. Like I said, like as like a confessed cultural brewer, like beer is like seen as this commodity where it has to make money.
Yeah.
But like it has to go back to like sort of why do we have it? It sort of feeds the soul and like people around us. Like it lubricates sort of like conversations.
Most definitely.
And so
there's combos that you have with people around you. Like we've definitely had some good yarns over a few beers.
Yeah.
You don't always have to like 10 beer. Well, we're 4 beers, but.
How many beers deep are you?
Yeah. Some people, like they we did an episode on mental health. We talked about that and how people, find they have to drink to like talk. And that's not always the case. But sometimes it might just be one beer.
Well,
just that one beer. And have a yarn, and then
100%. Just to let you go down a little bit. I mean, that's a funny thing for me because before I became a brewer, actually, like my first career path was to become a psychologist.
Oh, wow.
So I was studying psychology at University of Melbourne, but I'd been on exchange to Germany to Franconia, like northern Bavaria, where they had, at the time, the highest density of breweries per capita in the world. That's obviously changed. But like that's where I gained my passion for beer, and then I came back and I couldn't afford to drink what I wanted to, so mate handed me a homebrew kit, and I went way too fucking far down the rabbit hole, and here we are.
We are hearing that a lot today. We are hearing that a lot today about this backyard brewing.
Yeah.
And then people just doing these breweries, just unbelievable,
Yep.
So I think we've got a couple more final questions that you've made for the Froth Town. What was you were upset with an earlier.
Okay. We have a guest that came on at the beginning. Absolutely lovely. We can't say she was great.
Yep.
But she made us feel very old.
Oh, right. I mean, I'm not going to do that to you. I mean, look at me. Like,
no. We feel safe. We feel safe.
Yeah, cool.
We are confident you are aware of what a VHS is.
I am indeed. I was speaking about one just the other day. How like eventually they wear out.
And the next question is, you've seen the movie Con Air?
I have seen the movie Con Air.
Yes, there you go.
You've passed.
You've passed. You passed. You're in the same age as us.
He was so upset. He was so upset, wasn't he?
I looked around. I went, "Are we okay with that?" I can get past the VHS because it's like people older than us talking about like. But I still know what slides are. Right? And I never ever had a slide machine. I never used slides, but I know what they are.
Well, apparently the new litmus test is like putting like Gen Z kids in front of an old like turn phone, like analog phone. And they're going like dial a number. And they just go, where do I begin? Like,
no idea.
Why is it even connected to the hand, the headset?
But Con Air, I can't get past.
Okay.
You can't.
Because if you know who Nicolas Cage is and you've never seen Con Air,
I mean,
but you know what? We just probably blown a mind.
I mean, Steve Buscemi's creepy role there was that he was my guy for that movie.
He's so creepy.
So creepy.
Like singing that lullaby in the desert playground. Like,
in that pool with the girl.
I'm glad she's alive. I hope.
Well, she waves. She waves at the end as they're flying off, I think.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
So she's all right.
So it's a heartwarming film.
We'll go back. We'll go back to the beers to end this off. So how can we get our audiences to engage with Limestone?
Okay, so I mean, first things first, definitely come to the tap room. But the taps are flowing all the time. Yeah, we're always welcoming. Definitely, that'll be the first port of call. Not least, like I said, because obviously you can get takeaways from there. All of our range are in can, except for you guys are getting the Irish Stout. Putting nitro in a can is easier said than done, and we won't do it until we can do it perfectly. So there's a neurosis behind the Limestone Coast ethos that kind of means that what you get is going to be good, but it means that you're not going to get it until it is. That's where we're at with it. But so obviously we've got shops. We're in a lot of celebrations around town.
Yep.
So we're mainly dealing with independents.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I don't think we've announced it, but So
You don't have to announce it.
You
if
don't
don't
have
want
to.
I might get fired.
Are you talking about Dan?
No,
You're talking about the
So-
main man, Dan. No, I'm talking
so
about.
we're going to be opening a tap room in Baldiva soon.
Oh.
Oh, you heard it here.
You heard it here.
And
You
where,
heard it first.
where can they hear it though, Dan?
On 4 Beers In podcast.
There we go. So that's
It'll be open by the time, me.
So that's either the scoop or how I lose my job. So there's no in between.
We can cut this
We
bit
ain't
out.
got
if you don't
that.
want
It's all good, mate.
I might have to check in with my
Yeah, email me after.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, interestingly, so if anyone knows the Island tap room down in, or brew house in Elizabeth Quay,
Yep.
that's also us.
that?
So
Did you know that?
all those
Okay,
beers. So that's, and this is the unique thing about Limestone Coast, the business model, because of the tech startup aspect of it. What we do is we've got a truck where so I just did this on Thursday. I brewed worts for the islands, and then we pump them, instead of going to a fermenter in our cellar, they go into ISO tanks that are insulated on the back of a truck.
Cool.
And then we truck that wort to like this other location, and then they've got fermenters set up there, which we can remotely control from our phones. And so we pump it in there, and then we don't add the yeast until we get there.
Yeah.
So it's not beer. We're not selling the venue beer. The beer, the venue itself is a brew pub in the eyes of the ATO, which seems to be tragically the only definition of beer in this country. I'd love it if we had sort of something like the purity law, where it's more about that. But I mean, all they care about is, does it have alcohol? Can we tax you? So basically, So we supply them with worts, and it ferments there. We can, through an algorithm designed by my bosses, we can observe the rate of fermentation based on the release of CO2 out of the tank, so they can quantify that. It's very, very unique. Like, I've never worked anywhere else. I've worked in Germany, UK, Denmark. I've never seen anything like this. It's crazy. And so once we can see that it's attenuated, it's all done, we then come in with the same truck, but we re-rig it with filters on the back if we need to. Otherwise, just hoses if we don't. All those hoses are completely sanitary cleaned and CRB, clean in place. But obviously we move them, then we hook them up as sanitary as possible from the fermenters. They've got bright tanks there, and then we transfer it into those vessels. So basically, if you want to get our beers, it's not just our venue, it is also the islands, and then a couple of other places coming online soon. So
Excellent.
yeah, it's really interesting.
Awesome. So we need to get everybody out to Limestone
cool.
Brewing, and we need to get you out there to drink all the beer there, because it's fantastic.
Please
Yeah.
do, yeah. I mean, for me as a brewer, the worst case scenario is like, I'll just make some more. So yeah, give me something to do, guys.
Oh, mate, it's been
that.
awesome to have you on the show.
Yeah,
You're
it's been absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
Thank you for
thank
the
you so much.
beers.
It's been brilliant. And we just got one final thing that we need to do today. Basically, we do our final chat with 4 beers in, but we've added a little bit of an extra thing.
We've added a bit of a jingle.
a bit of jingles. We go 4 beers in, and we go out. No, the first
Eyes
time
you can go.
I used to be a choir boy, so yeah, let's
Oh,
try that.
All right, are we ready? All right, so 3, 2,
2,
1.
1. 4 beers in.
Frotto!